When data is imported into your Readysell system and before the go live date, it's important that we go and check contacts. Contacts is one of the main areas where Readysell has a lot of settings around contact people, and they're normally blank or set to default values. We need to check them to make sure that they're correct, because they control things like where invoices are emailed to, who gets statements, who gets supply remittances sent to them. So let's have a look at how you look at contacts. Now, one way is to go to relationships and open cards, but from cards on the contacts tab you can see all the contacts for each card. The trouble with this is you can't see them all in one place. While doing this initial contacts review, it's better to use this option, contacts, inside relationships. This lists every contact for every card. The trouble with this view is it has a few things on it that aren't helpful for this particular process. What we want to do, we want to get rid of a couple of things that are just card related, and we want to expand these little tick boxes here that relate to the contact itself. We're going to add one more. We want all of the contacts. I'm just going to get it all. Here it is, accounts receivable. These ticks determine who gets emails for various tasks, and let's have a look at what each one does by referring back to the help system. The primary contact is just a flag to say this is the main contact in the card. This contact is to be used where one of the other check boxes is required but none are filled in. So let's have a look at our contacts where is primary is filled in. And here it is, it's filled in for all of these, so that means this contact will be a default one. So here's an example for this contact here. If the system needed to have a purchasing contact, for example, and it wasn't filled in, the system will drop back to use this contact because it's a primary. Accounts receivable contact. If a contact has accounts receivable ticked, then that's the contact to which supplier remittances will be sent. So if you do something like a supplier payment run, or if you manually pay a supplier and you elect to print a remittance and email it, then any card with accounts receivable tick set to true will be sent the supplier remittance. Now, if there are two contacts for the same customer and you don't want the email to go to both, you have to make sure only one is ticked. If there are two ticked and they apply, then both will get sent the email or the purchase order or the sale. Now, the next bit of information we need to check is the service contact. If this contact gets service work here, these ones here, they don't get service contacts. In this case, these ones are set to be service contacts. So this is for service, is probably something that's not set up in your old system, so that's one you'll need to check with particular care if you're using Readysell service module. The management contact, not used for automatic emails as much, so probably one of the less important here is purchasing officer. This is the person that should be emailing in sales orders to your system. And then you have accounts payable, that's the contact for statements. That's very important. So let's have a look at that one. There it is, the accounts payable contact. That's the contact to whom statements will be sent. In this case, it's not set up. So what you should do is you should have one contact. So here we have dynamic office supplies, for example, and in respect to this card there are many contacts, and this one is set up as the accounts payable one, so the statement will go to this contact. And the sales contact, that's the contact to whom you send purchase orders. So let's check that for dynamic supplies, for example. Sales, what's going to happen here is the purchase order is going to be sent to many contacts, and that could cause a problem because they might process the same purchase order more than once. So what you should do is review this, figure out which is the right one, and turn off the tick. Now, a trick that can be used when you're doing lots of work on contacts is to go to Tools, change the modification checking to on close only, and that way you can go through and you can make a lot of changes. So let's go back to, say I wanted to turn off Office here, and I would turn off this sales contact. If you click on it twice, you can get up in full screen like this. Makes it a bit easier, and you can turn off the sales contact that way. Or you can just turn it off one at a time here, just by clicking it once. I just get on once to get on the line, and then once more to turn off the tick. Right? We have two persons still in sales contact, so I turn off one. Click once to get to the line, again to turn off. Now I've just got one sales contact for Dynamic Supply, so that looks great. So now I go and periodically save and keep on moving through my contacts. So it's really important that you go and get all those tick boxes right on the contacts. Once you've done that, make sure that you are aware of where you're up to in the project life cycle. You can't do any of this maintenance on the ticks on your contacts until after the final conversion of your master vault data, which is normally done with 1 week to go. So make sure you're aware of the project plan or contact Readysell if in doubt, and only do this towards the end of the project. And if you get your contact data right, then when Readysell goes live, then your emails of invoices go to the right contact, your statements will go to the right contact, and you'll find that you'll have a lot smoother conversion. Thank you.